For decades and decades, we have had to either record a macro or open up the VBA editor to do more complex functions or dynamic functions in Excel. Now, recently, Microsoft has introduced the Lambda function, and we have opportunity to replace VBA. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to use the Lambda function and what the VBA alternative is for a couple of them, and I'll show you where we can only use the VBA functions. So here we have a Lambda function. I will include a link to how to create a Lambda function and how to use it in your, or record it in your workbook. So, but I will just jump into, this is my Lambda function that I have called clean text. And so what I'm going to do in the first list, I have 3 lists of cells that need to be cleaned up. And in the first one, I'm going to do it with the Lambda function. And so what we're going to do, because we're using Lambda, we can use the map function. And then I'm going to select my data. And if your data was hundreds of pages long, you would go Control-Shift down arrow to get to the bottom of it. But I will just drag down. And then I'm going to put a comma in here, and I'm going to call my Lambda function. So I'm going to go clean data. And then I'm going to delete the one color bracket there, and I'm going to put another one on, and I'm going to press enter. And there it has, it's cleaned up all of my data here. So this is pretty easy. The advantage is that you don't need to be a VBA coder to figure this out. It is more stable than VBA. If VBA is interrupted, you have error messages and things go awry. Now, the third thing is that you don't have to save it as XLSM, and you can use it on a network, you can use it on your phone, you can use it on a tablet, and it works fine. So let's go to the alternative. What I've done, I will quickly show you the code. I've created a function, and it's called clean, and you can see it's very much the same as the Lambda function. I have set an array of characters to remove, and then I have replaced, gone to the text input and replaced each of these characters and replaced it with a blank. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to call up my clean data. Actually, it's called clean VBA because I wanted to make sure that we had them. And I'm going to select one cell, and I'm going to close the bracket and press enter. Now, to extend it down, what we're going to have to do is double click. And there we have. The results are the same. This has its limitations, like I say. You have to save it at XLSM. It's not going to work on your tablets. And it's, I think the clear winner in this is your Lambda function that works everywhere you want. And it's clean and it's more stable. So what about more complex calculations? So here we have, on the second one, I'm trying to figure out the future value. And this is the formula we're doing, future value. And so it's present value times, there's the formula 1 plus the rate divided by the period, so the number of frequencies, and then to the power of the number of frequency and times time. So here we have the Lambda function that I created. Now, I have also created a function in VBA to do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my VBA window, and I'm going to open here. Now, possibly because I have a VBA background, to me this is more logical in the way that it's done, and the formula is actually written down here. So let's try them both and see what we get. So for the lambda function, what I'm going to go is I'm going to go equals, and there's only one thing here. So we have to select the values, the principal, the rate, the years, and the frequency. And so we're going to go compound. Compound interest is what I'm doing. So the first thing I have to do is select the principal. Then I have to select the interest or the rate. And then I have to select the number of years. And then I have to select annual for being the frequency of the interest being compounded. And so I'm going to close my my bracket. And there's our future value. Now, same thing with my VBA function. I have to select it all. So we're going to go equals compound VBA there. And so once again, I select this, comma, select that, comma, select this, comma, and select that, and close the bracket, and we should get the same result. So they work perfect. I think that this is a tie. Both of them are complex formulas to create, whether you create it in a Lambda or if you create it in a VBA macro. And let's go on to the third one. The third one is outside. So if you have, in this instance, I only have one character here, but if you have hundreds of people that you're trying to send a letter to, there's nothing you can do in Lambda. There's no function that you can do that's going to reach outside of the Excel program. It's only good for this program. You can go anywhere within the Excel and get numbers and everything else, but you can't go into Word or can't send stuff to Word. And so here's my macro for or just a minute. First, I will show you what the letter looks like. So this is just a template. A template that is available on the templates. And so I've put in client name, account number, and invoice number. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to run my thing. And so what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to put Barb company, account is 123, and invoice number is 1245. And so we'll go developer macros, and I'm going to run my add to Word. And so now we have the results. We have our Barb company 123 and the invoice number of 1245. So this VBA is still the winner here. VBA can do things that that Lambda can't. Now, I'm a big VBA person, but the Lambda has its certain place for certain things that it does better than anything else. So this is my comparison between Lambda and VBA. Please subscribe.